Okay, here I am again. Picture this. Here's a memory for you. My very first trip over to New York, I was doing New York, Florida, and Canada, where I'm from. And we did New York first, we did Florida, and then we went to Canada, and then we went back to New York. It was such a great time. Anyway, on my flight over to New York, it was an 8 hour flight. I watched 5 movies. What else was I going to do? I could talk to the wife, which I would do, but obviously, when, when it's busy or when the noise is such, plug the headphones in and get stuck in. Anyway, can't remember the first 4 movies, but I'll always remember the 5th movie. It was Wild Card, starring Jason Statham, directed by Simon West, and it was a remake of this movie. Now, I'd never seen this film. This and Stick were 2 movies I'd been wanting to see for years. Now, I was around the video rental shops when these came out, and I didn't bother my ass with them. I don't know why. Well, perhaps I could guess that maybe I was more into my horror movies than I was into Burt Reynolds movies, And when it comes to Burt Reynolds, it was all about Smokey and the Bandit, Cannonball Run. Although I watched Cannonball Run the other week and I just couldn't sit through it. I thought, man, that has lost its edge. It's not even funny anymore. Smokey and the Bandit's probably better, but that's open to, discussion. But it's of its time. I mean, he was a drive-in star, But in the 80s, he managed to just, crank them out. And I'd always wanted to see this. And I was at a Comic Con. Where was I? Somewhere in London. And it was the London Film Fair. I got there too early. God help me. I didn't see the stars, but I thought I'll buy some movies. And the minute I saw this, I thought I'm having this. And I still haven't even opened the damn thing. Nick Escalante isn't a violent man by nature. He's just good at it. Protection is his business, especially when it comes to his friends. It doesn't get any hotter. I like the Statham version because I like how he does his martial arts, just kicking ass. The stuff that we can't do, This one's got an audio commentary by film historians Brandon Bentley and Mike Leader. No, I'm not into that. I'd rather hear from the people who made the movie, not the fanboys, but that's just my own preference. It's got an alternate ending, a theatrical trailer. It was interesting. It's directed by someone called R.M. Richards. I don't know who that is, but it was written by, of course, William Goldman. From his and also he came back to write the remake, so it'll be interesting to see. Obviously this was written to tailor towards the needs and the wants of Burt Reynolds as the star himself, and it'll be interesting to watch this eventually if I do get around to it, and how it compares to the Simon West version from a few years ago. Obviously there were no martial arts in it, but I'm very pleased to have it, much like when I got my hands on Tough Guys Don't Dance. I'd always wanted that in the Vinegar Syndrome label, and I'm not letting it go because I love it to bits despite its faults. Ryan, oh God, oh man, that line. Anyway, but I'm glad I've got this, and yes, to my shame, it's still sealed, but it's not a Kino Lorber. There we go. Here's one for you. Is it fact or fiction, or is it something between the pages of a hardcover, or in this case, I'm Madman? Tibor Takacs, I think that's how you pronounce his name. He did The Gates, written by David Chaskin, who also wrote Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge, and I think he also did The Color Out of Space. Was it Color Out of Space? The Farm, the John Schneider movie. Anyway, this one's Transworld Entertainment star Louis Diamant production. I just adore it to bits. This one's got an audio commentary with Tibor, an actor, artistic supervisor Randall William Cook, whose makeup effects are stunning in this. Of course, he's in it, playing that character there, Malcolm Brand, who fixates on Jenny Wright's character. Obviously, she's a big fan of that kind of pulp fiction style of writing. And when she invests so much time and energy into it, everything that she reads starts to come true in real life. And another keynote call. My God, I didn't realize I actually had this. This is number 31 in the mix. But such a fantastic movie. I remember renting it on the Entertainment Video label here in the UK under the title of hardcover. Wasn't, for whatever reason, that's what they called it. This one also has Jenny Wright, Clayton Rohner. The other 2 big stars in it, and it's stunning. It's actually held up very well, very, very well. Right, today, since I got it from the pre-order on Monday, I finally got my hands on Full Moon High, and I watched it today. Good fun. Meet Me in the Moonlight, this theme song at the end is fantastic. It was still quite funny. I was quite surprised. I actually laughed. I didn't laugh originally at this, because I mean, although Larry Cohen would say his movies are comedy driven, but it's mainly through the performances and maybe some of the dialogue. Have you ever listened to Michael Moriarty when he talks in the stuff? They call me Mo. Why do they call me Mo? Because I always want Mo. That kind of stuff, and all the performances. But as Cohen said in the commentary to this, he likes to have fun on his sets, and he figured it was about time he made an out-and-out comedy. It wasn't out-and-out, but it was very good. And I was taken once again by the performance of Elizabeth Hartman, who sadly, many years ago, took her own life. 1987, I think it was. She was only 43. But no, she was lovely. She was really nice in this. Really good, actually. Very good. Photographed by David Pearl. Once again, I'm very stunned that Eureka, you just you can't call it with this brand, because they're predominantly known for their martial arts movies, but they had I'm going to say short-lived horror output, which had Mind Warp, Cujo, 976 Evil, and I guess you can add this to the list now as well, really. I wish they'd do more, it's like 88 films with the martial arts stuff they do. I'm not interested in that. The ship sailed for me when I was a kid. If I'd have watched them then, yes. Today, no. And, so I tend to collect what I like, and I remember from when I was a teenager, and this is it. This is it. This is my jam, my bag. This, yeah, it's what it is. That, get out of my system. Where was I in 1985? Hanging out in a video rental shop, and sure as hell this was not on the rental shelves of anywhere where I hung out. But anyway, that's the story so far. I will refine this, because I tend to just, back in my acting days, it was all about improv, so you just get stuck in. But we'll see where we go with this. Okay, but thank you once again.